It's LeGarrette Blunt here, man, 3-time Super Bowl champion. I just want to give you a shout out to the YouTube channel, MicroMike, man. Keep on talking everything Detroit Lions, and I just got to remind you, man, happy wife, happy life.
What's going on, YouTube? This is your boy, Mr. MicroMike, and today we're going to talk about fantasy football. I am excited to get into that this season. This is going to be part of my regular talk, not just Detroit Lions talk, but fantasy football. So this can go for everyone and not just my normal Detroit Lions fans. And we're going to talk about my top 5 running backs that I would draft in the fantasy football, regardless of leagues, regardless of any of that. So we're going to go ahead and get into the top 5 running backs in no particular order, so don't get this mixed up. It doesn't matter when it comes to the order. And here we go. So let's talk about Christian McCaffrey. I think he is a definite pickup in fantasy football. The guy has killed it last season when it comes to stats, and guess what? The Carolina Panthers has got Teddy Bridgewater as their quarterback. They got a decent offensive line. They're going to run the football. When you think of Teddy Bridgewater, he's not a guy who's going to sling it out like a Drew Brees, like I say the older Matthew Stafford. Before we decide to get a run game, teams like even Mahomes. So if you want to get a good running back and you want to be safe, if you can get a Christian McCaffrey, no doubt about it, this guy is going to kill it and lights up again. Not sure he's going to do as much as it did last year, but still, no doubt about it, he is definitely a top 5 running back that you want to draft in fantasy football. He could be even a number 1 overall. That is not high. We're going to talk about Saquon Barkley, I think, from the New York Giants. Again, they drafted an offensive lineman in the draft, early in the draft. They're committed to solidifying that offensive line. They're committed to running the football. They need to run the football to get that offense balanced. They have the ability to throw the ball. They have a young quarterback. How do you help out a young quarterback? You simply run the football. They're slowly building that defense. They're going to run the football, and Saquon Barkley is a monster, and I expect him to have monster stats this year. So if you have the ability to get Saquon Barkley, do it and don't hesitate. Obviously, Derrick Henry from the Tennessee Titans, the guy, we've seen what he did in the postseason, guy, and it's going to be no different this upcoming year. He is going to destroy the numbers again, and the reason he did, I think, better later in the year compared to what he did earlier in the year is because later in the year, well, actually, after a couple games, they switched it to Ryan Tannehill to where he can go ahead and do the deep pass, and they're balanced when it comes to running, and obviously, they have a decent offensive lineman there. They obviously lost Conklin, but they're still going to run the football. Mike Vrabel is all about running the football. Derrick Henry is a monster amongst boys. That's how much of a beast he is. If you even want to take this guy first overall, to me, that's not a big deal. He is a monster. He's going to put up monster numbers, and he's going to do it through the regular season, not just in the postseason if they make it there. Derrick Henry, to me, is an absolute beast. We can go ahead and go to the Dallas Cowboys with Ezekiel Elliott. They're still going to run the football there, even though they got Dak Prescott, even though they got Amari Cooper. They are definitely a running team, and Ezekiel Elliott has a talent. Yes, their offensive line is not as good as this year, I believe it was in the years past, but make no mistake about it, they're still going to run the football, and he's going to put up some monster numbers for you. If you decided to take him early in the draft, I think Ezekiel Elliott, to me, is still a top 5 running back, and he's going to run the football. Obviously, I'm a Detroit Lions fan. I am not a big-time fan of the Dallas Cowboys, but if you're trying to win, take Ezekiel Elliott. Another individual a lot of people don't talk about, to me, is Dalvin Cook from the Minnesota Vikings. I'm in the NFC North. These guys are a physical team. They play hard defense, and they play hard offense, and they pound the football. Dalvin Cook can put up big-time numbers. He's an underrated running back. If you drafted Dalvin Cook, it's not a bad thing at all. Dalvin Cook is going to destroy defenses this year, and he pounds them. He pounds them hard, and he's good out the backfield, so he's good with the ball, even if Kirk Cousins decides to throw it. They are committed to running the football. They're committed to giving Dalvin Cook the football. So if you want to get him, make no mistake, he'll do you good. With that said, folks, later videos, we're going to talk about sleepers. We're going to talk about other positions. This is just the beginning. I can't wait to talk more about it. With that said, folks, adios.